he's just, been letting his actions do the talking. The aforementioned baby mulching. Altogether, the Israeli war cabinet is facing instability. The Middle Eastern vibes, kind of unstable. Popularity of Netanyahu tanked. Netanyahu probably isn't going to be in charge for that much longer. No matter what happens to the Palestinian people, Netanyahu and his closest cronies are not held in high regard and will probably not be in charge for much longer. So think about it. The ICC can't arrest Netanyahu in Israel, right? Part of that is because Israel is not a signatory to the ICC, but also, just practically speaking, you can't arrest a foreign leader when they're in their own country because they'll shoot you. You could show up to Israel as the ICC and say, hey, Mr. Netanyahu, I'm going to arrest you. And Netanyahu would say, IDF, kill that man. And that would be a strategy you could play, actually. That would be on the table. So they can't do anything there. But what if Netanyahu ended up becoming so unpopular, as he is now, that after the resolution of this conflict, or even mid-conflict, he had to flee out of Israel? Well, then the ICC arrest warrant would actually be a really big deal, Then it would actually be a real threat. See, the ICC doesn't pose any real threat to Netanyahu as long as he's in Israel. If he had to leave Israel, it would pose more of one. Not to mention the overall, loss of reputation, the condemnation. It would look bad. It would be a bad look. The vibes would be off. So anyway, with all that being said, that's where we are right now. The ICC prosecutor is seeking arrest warrants. Now, what that means is they have to go through a process, but the process has been initiated. I am being told that as of 1 hour ago, CNN put out an exclusive interview with the ICC prosecutor who is seeking arrest warrants against Netanyahu. He looks happy about it. I assume that's the guy. I don't know that for sure. Here's the announcement. That is indeed the guy.
I can also confirm today that I have reasonable grounds to believe, on the basis of evidence collected and examined by my office, that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Minister of Defense Yoav Gallant bear criminal responsibility for the following international crimes.
Yoav Gallant, by the way, is the individual who was putting pressure on the war cabinet with regard to Netanyahu's unwillingness to cement a plan for Gaza. So, we've got multiple layers here of suit check. Looks good. What the is going on over here? A side collar gap? Man, come on.
Committed on the territory of the State of Palestine from at least the 8th of October.
That's Gantz, not Gallant. Oh, did I mix them up? Oh, my apologies. That's Gantz, not Gallant. My apologies. It's not that person, okay? I'm even more confused because I was doing the Goofus and Gallant bit a second ago. So I was thinking wait, hold on. Did he just do the chat meme? Did this guy hit me with that? Oh man, it got all mixed up in my head. All right, thank you for the correction. Holy crap, the frown. Yeah, her smile lines are giving her a crazy frown here. It's kind of cool, honestly. This is what an ICC official should look like. Looking like a real Goofus now. That's true. I am looking like a real Goofus right now. The Goofus versus the Gallant streamer. The Gallant streamer never says anything incorrect flippantly based on a vague memory of a chat meme overlapping with the name of an official. The Goofus streamer, however, just says whatever. A concluder, one might say.
2023. The crimes include starvation of civilians as a method of warfare, willfully causing great suffering, serious injury to body or health or cruel.
From YouTube chat, Alex DeLarge says, I type in YouTube chat so I don't get seen by Vosh because I am shy. And then a cute little emote. All right, sorry.
Treatment, willful killing or murder, and intentionally directing attacks against a civilian population, as well as crimes against humanity of extermination and or murder, persecution, and allegations of crimes of committing other inhumane acts. My office submits that these individuals, through a common plan, have systematically deprived the civilian population of Gaza of objects indispensable to human survival. We have reached that conclusion based upon interviews with survivors, many eyewitnesses, experts, from satellite imagery, statements from Israeli officials.
This is an actual arrest warrant, not just a measure. No. This is the request for the arrest warrant has been put forward. So the equivalent of this would be like the police asking for a warrant and then the judge grants it. Like the process has begun. I don't know what the approval of the arrest warrant rate is, but whatever that rate is, I doubt it's relevant here because this is a very specific situation. An arrest warrant for the head of a nation, not just any nation, but a U.S. allied, ostensibly Western nation, is insane. Even just the request for it. I mean, if it gets granted, has this ever been done before? I don't know. Genuinely, chat, has there ever been... This would be like the president of France having an arrest warrant put on them by the ICC. When has that happened before? Putin is currently wanted. Remember when I said Western ally? Remember when I said U.S. ally? Hitler. Yes, that's true.
Including the two individuals subject to the present application, as well as based upon several hundred authenticated videos, photographs, and audio recordings, many of which were taken and shared by victims and eyewitnesses themselves. My office charges Netanyahu and Gallant as co-perpetrators and as superiors in the...
What does Biden say about it? Oh, that's a great question, okay? I want you to imagine, based on what Biden has done so far in response to the barbarous genocide of the Palestinian people, how do you think he'll react to it? We'll test your guesses soon. Everyone get your guess in now, because we'll go over the response to it soon.
Commission of these alleged crimes. Israel, like all states, has the right to defend its population. It has every right to ensure the return of hostages that have been criminally and callously taken. Those rights, however, do not absolve Israel of its obligations to comply with international humanitarian law. Intentionally causing death, starvation, injury, and suffering to the civilian population, including so very many women and children, are criminal means to achieve military and political goals. That's what we allege. I have reasonable grounds to believe that 3 senior leaders of Hamas, Yahya Sinwar, Mohammed Daif, and Ismail Haniyeh, bear criminal responsibility for the following international crimes.
All right. We don't want to listen to any smearing done against Hamas leaders, because as the Zionists in my YouTube comment section are so insistent on reminding me, we uncritically support Hamas. You know, that's the behavior you saw from me on October 7th.
Prosecutor Karim Khan, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, we're here at the ICC. You are today announcing that you are applying for arrest warrants for top military and political leadership in the Israel-Gaza war since the October 7th events. First and foremost, explain to me exactly what you're asking for and who you are charging.
Today, Cristiano, we've applied for warrants to the pretrial chamber of the International Criminal Court in relation to 3 individuals that are Hamas members. Sinwar, who's in charge on the ground.
Their suits are fine. They're keeping it buttoned even though they're sitting. You shouldn't do that. The swoop of the breast of a suit is meant to be worn while standing. You unbutton it if you're sitting. I don't really understand why people forget to do that. It's not comfortable. You can feel it pulling, and both, you know, like you want to unbutton it.
Sinwar?
Absolutely. Dave, who's in charge of the Al-Qasim Brigade, and Haniyeh, who's one of their political bureau based in Doha.
Let me just, for everybody to understand, Yahya Sinwar is the head of what they call the Islamic Resistance Movement, Hamas, the military operation, or even wider. Mohammad Diab Ibrahim al-Masri, otherwise known as Dave, Commander-in-Chief of the military wings Al-Qassam Brigade.